Well, before we get this video started, I did go grab some Pumpy. This is my first time ever using jugs. The struggle's real. All right, so we got about 15 gallons of Pumpy into the Camaro, and now I will be throwing in this bottle of the GUMOUT all-in-one fuel system cleaner, which I also use on my Honda Civic and Mia's Jeep Cherokee and many other gasoline vehicles. This is also proven to maximize the horsepower and performance in a car. So it's always great to take one of these bottles and throw them in before a track day. Might as well do this from the very, very beginning and keep the car protected from the very start. Hey guys, my name is Kayla Rundle. It has been 2 years since I've last filmed a walk around video of my 2013 Camaro SS. I since then have added so many new modifications that I wanted to give you guys a full walk around and show you the changes in the last 2 years along with everything I've done to this Camaro. To start off, this wonderful white paint job behind me, it is a House of Color Ice Pearl. The base color is Summit White, so it is a custom paint job. Gorgeous sparkles in the sun. And then I decided to throw some carbon fiber elements around the car. I did the Anderson Composites 1LE front spoiler, otherwise known as a lip, but it's spoiler on their website. And then it's the C7 Carbon Z28 side skirts, along with the Anderson Composites dry carbon roof. That is a full carbon replacement. The whole roof has to be completely cut out, and that one has to be riveted into the roof. Yes, removing the glass and everything. This spoiler is the Street Fighter LA spoiler. Along with the diffuser from Anderson Composites is the ZL1 design, which brings this element across the bottom of the car, so it finally has the carbon flowing all the way from the rear end all the way to the front, like I've always wanted. These side markers are from Oracle. I got the paint matched ones, not the ghosted ones, and I did tint them myself. These tail lights, these are from Nori Lights. They are the infinity tail lights. In the daytime, they do have a blacked out effect, and then the nighttime, the lights feed all the way through into infinity. Got that inspiration from like tons of JDM vehicles. They typically have the infinity lights on those kind of cars, and I love that look. And I did black out the bezels. Those have been blacked out for quite some time with the wrap. Oh, and I also should include, did have the GM Heritage Grille in the front. This exhaust that you're seeing, this is actually completely stock exhaust. It is the NPP ZL1 exhaust with the dual mode system, so you can turn it on and off if you have the mild to wild setup, little remote, but I just unplugged the fuse, so my mufflers are open all the time. And I almost forgot to mention my entire suspension and wheel setup. To start off, I am still on the HRE FF04 wheels in silver, and I'm on the Nitto 555 G2s for tires. These are a great street tire for day-to-day driving. Again, another one of my dream modifications are these Wilwood brakes. I did the full Wilwood conversion on this entire car, and in the rear it is a 4-piston setup with 6-piston aesthetics, and these are the Aero 4s, so it's a full caliper and rotor. And then in the front it is the SX6Rs. That is a 6-piston setup, and I'm telling you guys now, doing a brake upgrade is well worth it. It changed this car so much. Yes, I'm still on the stock master cylinder. We'll get there. Just like how I said eventually I'd camp my car. Look at me now. I am currently running on the KW Club Sport 2s. I upgraded from the Petters in the last video. These Club Sport 2s are meant to be for track use only. They are 3-way adjustable, so they're incredible also for the street and track. I like to say my car feels more like a Porsche on those coilovers. And then other than the KWs, I have the full Detroit Speed suspension setup. I have the trailing arms, the lower control arms, full end links, and front and rear sway bars. Their quality is just unlike any other, so I highly recommend Detroit Speed, and they are made in the USA. I am still on the same axles as in the last video. I'm on the G-Force Renegade axles. I've had them for about 3-4 years now with zero issues, other than when I slammed my car a few videos back. I broke the boots, but simple fix, guys. I guess let's jump into the exciting part. I'm gonna get this hood popped. This is my favorite part of the car. I was embarrassed of this engine bay for so long. Now this thing is absolutely perfect. I chose to go with this Jamaican teal powder coating across the car. It is featured on the block itself and the valve covers, the strut bar, and the calipers. And eventually, when I do like a half cage on the inside of the car, I will for sure be powder coating it in the same color. This motor, I've been building it for the past couple months in Arkansas with GPI, otherwise known as Gwatney Performance Innovations. They are one of the best LS engine builders that I've ever heard of, so I had to go all the way out there to work with them on this, and so far, no issues. This is a naturally aspirated engine. It is a stroked LS3, so we used my stock block and stroked it into a 417.4 actually. I just called it a 416 since everybody knows the 416 more so. They actually let me assemble my entire engine myself. They basically just instructed me all the way through it, and then since I took forever, they helped me quickly install the engine and get it ready for LS Fest. This motor is 11.8:1 compression ratio, so it is quite high, but it is also a great compression to where it is streetable. If you go too high, if you go higher in compression, then you'd only be able to run race gas, but this is on flex. So I run pump E and 91 or 93, depending on where I'm at in the United States. This Rotofab intake is actually the same intake as before. I just got the brand new white filter, which is more of a performance filter since it's not oiled. Slightly more expensive, but I also wanted to match the color of the Camaro. Obviously, if you guys are going boosted or need a slightly different setup or want to do a drag setup, they will have different internals, so don't exactly copy this build. So feel free to reach out to me and I can help you guys get a motor together with GPI to make your car as perfect as you need it for what you use your car for. But I chose to go with the Molly Motorsport forged pistons along with the Cali's Compstar connecting rods and the Cali's crankshaft, which I balanced myself. This does include the GPI Max 2.0 heads and cam package, which is their NA package. So it's LS7 from the cam up. So it is a custom guide cam. It's a 242, 258. And then the heads are basically a Brodex cast. It's BR7, and then GPI adds their magic to them to flow as much air as possible through these heads. I did the GMPP race lifters along with the GPI push rods and the C5R timing chain. And then we work into the heads. I did the pack 1209X springs and titanium retainers. All this just gets super detailed. I'm not gonna talk about every single gasket in this car. There's a lot of small details in this engine. To get to the fun stuff, obviously I did do a trunnion upgrade. Last time I did the Smith Brothers, this time I have the CHE trunnion upgrade. They're both very similar. They're just installed differently. All right, so now that we talked about the internals, I'm gonna get to everything you can see on this engine. And this is the Nick Williams 102mm throttle body, and thanks to High Performance, I got the MSD Atomic Air Force intake manifold, and this is perfect because it's plastic, so it doesn't retain as much heat, and I do not want heat since I am based in Arizona, especially for an NA setup. We don't want your engine taking in all that hot air. Then I have the Atomic EFI billet fuel rails. These came with really nice fittings as well. I did the GPI plug wires. I did the GPI/GM valve covers, which we custom engraved the GPI with my logo on them, my famous Kayla Rundle logo. I got the Motion Raceworks catch can, and we had to get some Earl's fittings to kind of make this work because it is a universal kit, so it was kind of tough. So we put that in with the GPI valve cover, like adapters into the valve cover, so it doesn't have that rocker arm oil splash, so you don't get as much oil into the catch can. I got the K-Tech billet tensioner because my old tensioner actually ended up going out, and along with a new belt, and I'll plug that belt size right here. Don't forget, I also have the ATI super damper. I got the ATI super dampener balancer, so obviously your belt size gets a little different with that. Full fuel system. Oh my goodness, guys, this fuel system took a week to install. This was a lot, but thanks to DeechWorks, got this fuel system in the car, installed it with GPI, and I did the full fuel system. I did the return line and the feed line. You can see here a little bit of the fuel regulator along with full PTFE connecting to the fuel rails. It has the dual pump all the way to the rear, and the feed line has the fuel filter along with the e-sensor. There's a lot to this fuel system. If you guys want more info for that, I have a full video on that. So the strut bar, that is a GM strut bar. Yeah, this one is the best for the rigidity of the car, since they put so much money into the testing. But it also depends on what style you guys want. But I prefer this one, and it's fun to do dual tones on the powder coating. I have the same headers, the Cook's Longip headers. I think they're the 1 7/8 inch headers. You don't need to get bigger headers for these heads, which you can down the road, but these ones work, which is nice because it saves some money there. And I went through and cleaned all of the engine accessories, so they are shiny, but those are stock for now. Eventually I will upgrade those. Since I almost have 100,000 miles on this car, I had to get a brand new clutch. Since I might have blown up the slave cylinder at LS Fest, but I did end up going with the Centerforce SST 10.4 twin disc clutch. I chose Centerforce because they are local to me here in Prescott, and I absolutely love it, other than the slave cylinder issues I'm having, but we're getting those worked out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and thank you GUMOUT to protecting this brand new motor and all the work I've done through that whole fuel system. We don't want to be redoing that anytime soon. So guys, be sure to go grab a bottle of GUMOUT at your closest store or on the way to the gas station to protect your investment, whether it's new or it's been running for 150,000 miles. I will have all the links down below in the description, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.